Hawaii dahe, dahe pashe, wajaji jaji, wajaji miteki, wajaji wakakale, bahuska, donikashi. Hello, my name is Dana Daylight. I'm from the Wakakale district. I live here in Pahaska, and I'm of the Deer Clan. I want to show you today some ribbon work. I want to show you how I was taught to do ribbon work, and also show you a few pieces that we use in our cultural trunks. So I guess with that, I'll go ahead and get started. My mother is Mary Bighorse, and she was a ribbon work maker, and she taught me how to do ribbon work. I would help her, and so when she taught me, we had to cut our strips, and usually, we used to buy that ribbon that's on a spool. It's kind of hard to find that ribbon with the colors that you want now, so we buy taffeta, or I do. And we cut our strips out with that, and then we will take our strips, and I machine sew my insides together, and then I iron that flat so that I have a nice opening and it's laid flat. Then I'll take my first color I want to work on, and I'll baste it. I'll do a basting stitch, which is very loose, very loose. And it's just to hold the piece in place. Then, after that, I did not bring my pattern, I just realized, but that's okay. We usually make different pattern templates out of cardboard, or like those manila folders. You can cut a design out of that. And so we'll cut the designs out, and then we have that. So you lay your design here. The way you position your design for a 4-piece ribbon, you want to make sure that how that design looks, if you want it in the middle, then you're going to trace it differently. And you do one side and then reverse it to do the other side so that they match up as close as you can. This, we try to get as perfect as we can, but it doesn't always get there. And that was always something that was very troubling for me to understand when I was growing up. But my mother said that we're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And it's okay if it's not perfect. We just want to do the best we can. And also, while we're doing our ribbon work, you want to be thinking about who you're doing this ribbon work for. Because usually it's for somebody or for a family. And when you're doing that, you want to think about the person that's going to be wearing these clothes, the family that it's for. You want to put all these different prayers into your work, because our designs, our suits, our skirts, all of this ribbon work is generational. It's generational, meaning it's going to pass down to the next generation and generations after that. So as long as the owners take good care of it, it will continue on. And that's why you see a lot of people dancing under our arbors, and they have some really old suits. The older the better is what my mom always said, because that was keen. They were able to take care of their stuff and keep it good for their many generations after. There's suits under that arbor that have been worn for 5 to 6 generations or more. And so that's what we want to do. We want to create something for the family that is going to be passed down for generations to come. So I've talked a little bit about the four color design. If you want to do a 3-color design, because we do those as well, you would take your inside color and you take your outside color and you would base that with your needle and thread. You'd base that on there, and then again you would draw your design on what you want to use, and then you do that on the other side, so then your design will show up in the center. For a boy's suit or a men's suit, you can see how our designs are kind of narrow. They're narrow because they're going to just show down the front of the leg of the male. So when they put them on, they'll put their right leg in here, and then they're going to turn this. Their leg will be inside, and they're going to pull this forward. So this should come up the front of their shin, and it will tie up in their belt or their wrapping that they have. We call it their G-string or whatever, but they'll have that tied onto there. And then, so this is on their leg, and then they'll wrap their bells around there, their yarn work, and then their bells. And when we look at those types of designs for men, they've got to be kind of narrow. Guys like to be skinny, so if you look at our breech here, the breech is also thin, narrow designs on the side. This specific suit I'm showing you, it belongs to the Cultural Center's trunk for the men's clothing. And this is what you call a diamond design. And on our men's diamond designs, they are normally made of an odd number of ribbons. So if we count our ribbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's a 7 ribbon design. My Aunt Louise Gray Redcorn, she has my Aunt Georgianne Robinson, she has a masterpiece design in the Smithsonian, and she is one of the aunts that taught my mother how to do the ribbon work. But her masterpiece, I believe, had 17 ribbons. So it was rather large when we think of 17 ribbons, but it's the number of ribbons. I mean, it's so hard to get these so distinct and perfect, and so hers is as close to perfect as possible. But you can do a 3 ribbon design, and like I said, hers was 17. So I mean, it really can go in any way. I have a little ribbon work, a little diamond design I'm working on, and I have 4 of the ribbons here. In my next phase, I will add this one, and I will begin the other side of the red, which will have this green, yellow, and navy. So I'll do the design here, and then design there, and then I'll finish it with this. So everything that's on this one side will be on the next, and I'll show you a little bit of that in just a moment. Okay, so now we're going to talk about women's skirts or little girl skirts. Normally on a woman's skirt or a girl skirt, there are 4 ribbons. You'll have your 2 inside colors, your 2 outside colors, which is similar to how we did the boys, but our design is going to be much larger. So, because we want this design to stand out on the skirt, so we would have it much larger. However, when we go to put it together, Again, we're going to fold those sides down after we've finished our piece. So we will iron that down, pin that, and this other side over here, you could either wrap it on the back side like they have done, or you can put something else on there. We normally do this. So this side here will wrap over and tuck on that inside. The other step we do is called a sawtooth. And a sawtooth is generally put on this side, and it is made up of 2 colors. So in this one, I mean, it's barely tacked down to hold it in place. But a sawtooth is made up of those little diamonds again. So you could either have it like this, or you could manipulate your ribbon again to do that, and then you could pipe. But that's getting real fancy. You'll see someone with the piped sawtooth, and that's when there's a lighter color behind a brighter color, and it's just to help it pop from the broadcloth. But what you all are going to be doing is it's a process called applique ribbon work. And what applique means is that you'll draw your design on your ribbon, and you'll cut it out, and then you'll lay it on your other ribbon, and you'll machine sew it, this little tiny zigzag, and that it catches all the edges of your work so that nothing comes unraveled, because if it comes unraveled, you're going to lose your work. So those are different processes that we do. On a other type of design, like I have done, this is called this is ribbon work, but this is a cut and fold process like the other. You draw your design, you cut, and you tuck it under, and then you hand sew all these edges so that your design comes out. And then you use a machine and you top stitch, so you'll make the little needle markings all the way down on both sides. So that's the difference between your regular ribbon work, it's our traditional Osage ribbon work, is a tuck and fold. If you were to look it up in like a tutorial of some sort, I believe they call it origami, but it's just our Osage ribbon work. This, like I said, is called applique. And so today in your applique, we're going to be making bookmarks in an applique method, but with construction paper. So we're going to have a good idea as to what ribbon work will look like. So we're going to imitate that and make us a nice bookmark. So let me get that set up. Okay, so now we're going to work on our bookmarks, and you're going to receive a packet that will have some patterns and different colors of construction paper pieces, and then a solid white for your backing. So what we're going to do is you're going to pick 4 colors. You want all 4 of them to be different. And while you're picking these colors, you're going to set those to the side. You have this to the side, and you're going to look on your paper and you are going to pick, what design do I want to do? Well, we're going to do this one. So first you're going to cut down these lines, okay, and then you're going to use your scissors and you're going to cut this out. So then when you finish, you will have two pieces. So we've cut, and now there are two. Okay, so we put that away. So you're going to work with your pieces. So you've got two different pieces, and you're just going to pick one because they're actually going to go together like this because you want it to form a pattern. So, got to decide what color is going to be on the inside. Well, if you remember our ribbon work that we showed, our woman's skirt, they have two colors on the inside and two colors on the outside. Your lighter colors go on the inside, which we're going to say that our orange is light because it's lighter than red. And we're going to we could put this lavender. So we'll do this. We'll lay these in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our handy dandy glue. I believe you will be receiving a glue stick with yours, so you can glue your strips down. You'll probably do a little neater job than I just did, but I'm going to lay that down. We're going to lay this side down. Okay, so now we have our two inside colors. That's ready. Set that to the side. Now you're going to take your design. Which one are we going to use? We could lay that out there. Set this to the side. We're going to take our colored pencil or crayon, whatever it is that you have, and you're going to trace. So take this to your pretty close up there. All right. Line. You're just marking it where you're going to cut it. This is going to be so fun. You're always going to have this. And you're going to be able to show others how to do it. Because not everybody knows how. You know what's great about being Osage? We're unique. Unique is good. We're unique, but yet we're the same, because our people are the same. We're so much the same that we've been wearing the same kind of clothes as we did over 100 years ago. We've been dancing under our arbor for over 100 years, and we're still wearing the same clothes as they did. Can I get those scissors? Thank you. And just cut on your lines. This is really good practice cutting. I don't know how great you all are, but sometimes I make mistakes. It's like my mom always said, not everybody's perfect, so Don't get discouraged if you mess up. It's okay. Start again. Ooh. I'm almost through there. How are you doing? Okay, I'm cheating. Look, I'm just gonna turn them all down. I really do. You're supposed to cut all of them, but I'm trying to do a shortcut. Okay, and then our tallest guy, I never did snip their tops. All right, so we have all of those. See, it was cheating, but yet we got the job done fast. All right, so what we can do, we'll take our glue. You know how we want to do them. So we can go push them back, push them back, push them back. There
Way back.
Way back, way back. Okay. So then we have that, and then you can go back and lay them down. And this time they'll stay because we glued them. I always loved making our clothes with my mom, and then go to the dances, and someone will say, "Oh, that's really pretty. Where'd you get that?" And I could say, "I made it." Or I say, "My mom made it." Or my aunt, or my grandma. But that's what we do. So you can lay that down. We'll get our other color. So I'm going to put it on this side. So let me glue this down. Okay. We got some ribbon work going. All right, one side down. Let's do the other. So we had that pattern, and we had taken it all the way to the top. So I'm going to take it all the way to the top. And my pencil. Now, when you're working with real material, real ribbon, you really want to make sure you don't make any mistakes, because it's a little hard to correct that. Working with paper, we can correct it. But when it's with expensive material, those mistakes are costly. And when you make this at home, make sure you are using the scissors that you're allowed to use to cut paper. Because when you make when you're working on ribbon work, the real ribbon work with ribbons, it makes it too hard. It dulls your scissors out if somebody's been using them to cut paper. So we don't want to do that. Remember, it's okay to go slow. Don't cut yourself. Don't get wild with it. If you gotta scratch your nose, put your scissors down. You don't want to poke your eye. Okay. And you can either finish cutting these off, cutting them out completely, or just turn them under so then it goes a little faster. You can't do this on every design, but this one you can. I feel like you're getting somewhere faster. And you get the idea of the cut and fold method. So, oh, we left one, two. Okay, let's glue these down. So, while you're busy making your little bookmarks, and you get it down, you can make them for people's birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Everybody reads a book. It's always good to read. Reading makes you smart, keeps your mind moving, and when you read, you can build a story in your mind. And that's always better than what they make in the pictures. So then we're gonna lay it there. Oops. Gotta put my look, this is where you want to make sure you line everything up. Get up. But look what happened. I'm hanging off. So I wasn't looking at it appropriately. We're going to fix it. Look, watch. Snip. Snip. That way you can make it look nice and neat. And we've straightened it all out. And there's our piece. So have fun making your bookmarks. Remember, be proud to be Osage. Wash gone.